Before we start, we're going to be getting some stuff that I need to get from Shed Bank here. Very cool, very exciting. And then we're gonna hop into the first area of Crocotopia. What am I looking for? These guys. Boom. Do we have any imps? I don't think we do. No, we don't. Cool. Lovely. So, have a few more leprechauns. Not enough yet. But we have some, which is cool. Yeah. So, this is good. Right, let's go to Crocotopia and demolish some dudes. Sounds good. I need to turn down these sounds because Wiz is loud. Really loud. Really, really loud. But yeah, how's everybody today? Hope you're doing well. For those of you who don't remember the rules of this series, every time I finish an area or get 5 levels, aka level 15, level 10, level 20, which will be the next one, we get to do a poll, and whatever the chat chooses, we do. So, yeah. Halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Obviously is our thing. No, I do know that song. It's by Bon Jovi. He's a cool guy. Yeah. I do know that song. Fun fact, I know that song. I'm not that uncultured. I'm slightly uncultured, but not that uncultured. We're in Rum Dworgen if you do want to help. You don't have to. Oh, actually, wait a second. We've already finished the Royal Hall, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so we're up to the second area. I'm sorry. Which is fun. We did that last time. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so nice. Wait a second. Where do we need to go? Oh, there's one right here. This is easy. This is easy game. Oh my gosh. Why have they made it so easy for me? Except the quester does not like it. It's like, no, you need to walk all the way back to come here. You cannot cheat. No cheating allowed. People in New Zealand don't listen to music. He doesn't even know the alphabet. Mans is about to attack me. Hold up. That's a bug report. I'm scared. This guy didn't used to betray me. Did they change the quest and now he's evil? He's got a red name. I'm just very confused about that. I'm gonna have to send that as a bug report. That is so strange. So strange. We don't need that mark anymore. We will leave one right here. He's gonna beat you up. He is very scary. That no Kiwis ever amounted to singers. Actually, there have been plenty. Thank you very much. You are uncultured. You are uncultured, Dylan. Breaking the game I see. I didn't do anything. I just turned up to this place, okay? There's nothing about it. This was not my fault. I turned up to this place. Okay? It was already like this. We're gonna decline that. Chat said that I'm not allowed to do side quests because they hate side quests, so we can't do side quests. Unlucky. Unlucky. Usually I do, but we're not going to. It's been reported by 500 to 100 players already. Well, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to @ them on Twitter, and there's nothing they can do about it. They follow me on Twitter, so they better fix it. They see all of my tweets. I know this. I know this. They just choose not to look at them half the time. But yeah, welcome Joseph. How's it going? How's it going today, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Yeah. I expect that to be fixed in 5 seconds with this night, tomorrow morning, whatever time it is, maintenance. That should have been fixed ages ago. 50 to 100 people have already reported it. Yeah, not good. 0 out of 10. Could do better. Should do better. Should do better, honestly. Right. Keystone is in a pile of dirt, which is right over here. I was going the right way, and then the quester is like, nah, you weren't, don't worry. But I was, because I'm smart. Because I am intelligent and smart and cool and epic. Actually, we have a mark. We have a mark. Let's use mark. Your stream title said watch if you want to bully the streamers, so you set yourself up for that. I did, but still. You know, it's... I don't expect it right at the start, okay? I expect people to, like, trickle in, you know? Usually, also, my, what's it called? My things don't have, like, that much of a pull anyway, so it doesn't matter. Barely anybody sees them, is what I'm trying to say. And if they do, they don't click them anyway, so they don't want to bully me. I'm trying to make more clickable, clickable notifications that it gets sent out to you on your phone or whatever. I don't know if it's working. I could see, but I don't care enough to see if it's actually working. But yeah, the stream title actually is Chat Controls My Character in Crocotopia. Far better, more descriptive title than only click this if you want to bully me. If you don't have notifications on, you're missing out, honestly. And that is your fault. That is your loss, to be honest. Your loss. Not mine, yours. So there. So there. But you. I too am in a pile of dirt. As you should. Good on you, Rose. Good on you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You do whatever you want to do. You know, whatever you feel is best, you do that. That was reported a couple months ago. The red name. Yikes. They need to fix that. Honestly. I am not going to stop until they fix it. I'm going to stream until they fix it. Just kidding, I'm not. Spoiler alert, I'm not doing that, but I think it would be funny to do that. You know what, I'm gonna tweet them right now. I'm gonna tweet at them right now. Let's do this. How should I say? Go, hey, at Wizard101. Actually, we'll do the dev account. They don't follow me, but they're cool. They replied to my tweet once, so they basically know me. It's, you know, it's just how we go. Weaknesses, of course. I saw a problem with the name of, what's his face called? Let me find the image. We're on life. Chamber of Fire. What's his name? What's his name? I need to bring up the image. I can't see it in the Twitter display, of course. Assistant Danforth. We're just gonna do this. Of Assistant Danforth in Crocotopia. Seems like someone spiked his drink to turn against us? Question mark? Let's recheck my spelling because I'm great. Like assistant, I spelled that wrong because I cannot spell. Problem, can't spell that. Any chance you could fix? Question mark. Boom. There we go. That'll be so good. They'll love that. They love me for this. They love me for this chat. It's great. Let's quickly kill the flame serpent there. Once you get reported on Twitter, it'll be fixed in 2 minutes instead of 2 months. Watch it be quickly added to the patch tonight. Imagine if it's fixed tomorrow morning from the patch tonight. It's all me, baby. It's all me. I take all responsibility for it if it's fixed tonight. Okay, so I fizzle because I'm great at the game. Dark Sprite never fizzles. I mean, I didn't fizzle. I never fizzle. It was a graphical glitch. It was a graphical glitch because I don't fizzle. So yeah. That's cool. It's just a graphical glitch. You didn't really see it. It's just KingsIsle trolling me because I found a bug in their game. They don't really like that. I didn't kill him. Oh my gosh, this is so sad. This is so sad. However am I meant to, like, go on? Like, it's just impossible. Honestly, 5 health, it's just not good enough. You'll be checking the patch notes tomorrow morning. Same. I cannot wait to see what they add. / don't add / whatever. Yeah. Let's see if they let's see if they go about fixing that. We'll see. They probably won't, knowing the game. They'll probably wait until fall test drum. Sounds like a time to fix that sort of high level bug. You know, that's a absolutely game breaking bug. That's pretty crazy. You know, that takes some serious dev time to fix the color of a name. 100% guaranteed. It could take weeks, chat. Absolute weeks. So don't get your hopes up too much. But yeah, I'm honestly just doing it for the team. You know, the team of Wiz players that are really dedicated to the finding bugs. I'm doing it for them. 100% doing it for them. Righty ho. Let's see. Does he die? No, he doesn't, because he's too good. I am dying though. Can we get a leprechaun, please? I want to be hit with some leprechauns. That's strange. My stream's already dying. Maybe that's just my watching of the stream because it's super high quality. Nope, my stream's already dying. Why is my internet so bad this week? Holy shoot. Holy shoot. Why does this happen to me? I don't understand why this is a case and a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. Why? Well, hi YouTube, I appreciate you. And you know what, it's great that you're here. You didn't see me fizzle just then because I never fizzle. I never fizzle, it just never happens. It just never happens. My internet's just completely died. This is great. This is so cool and epic, and once we finish this fight, I will fix it. Hopefully. Wow, look, we did fight. We collected key piece. So cool, so epic, very nice. Right. Not that you saw that. Yeah. Refresh. Hopefully this will be better. I don't know if it will be. It may not be. But hi, welcome back. I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you can join me on this great adventure. And of course, luckily you can't hear emails. Haha. That's great. They scare the shit out of me though. Right, okay. That's great. Hopefully everybody is rebacked. Rebacked, is that the word? I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know. I have no clue. It's been a whole thing, you know. I completely changed to different one, so hopefully all is good now, probably, maybe. Full time. That's what they say when I come around. Haha. Funny. Yeah, that's great. I love when this happens. It's just my favorite thing in forever, honestly. Just the best thing. Just the best. Also, did they shorten that quest a whole bunch? I swear they did. That did not used to be that quick to finish that area. I swear. That used to be so much longer. Because that was like, what, one fight? And that's it.
You and Malcolm found the key. We have the key to the palace now. Go inside and help Lieutenant Standish clear the way into the throne room.
What the heck? That's crazy. Assistant Danforth, final boss in Lemuria, maybe. Maybe. The attack of the assistants. Who knows? Right, okay. So, here's the thing, chat. We've already finished an area, which is super cool because we've only just started. It's great. We need to do a thing, because we finished an area. One gear. Do we have training points? Or have you spent them all? Oh no, we have training points. One new spell. Or what else can we do? One side quest. In Wizard City. Boom. Okie dokie. Right, vote 1, 2, or 3. And, you can, this is my stats. This are my stats, by the way, just in case you're wondering. In case you want to know what our stats are. We have 9 damage. 3% resist. 9 flight damage, I should say. Yeah. I think it's been a while since you did Croc and you forget how short summer is. No, you used to fight something. I 100% confirm you used to fight something. I'm gonna check the wiki, because it's not been updated. I told them I said that, they would be mad at me. But it's true. Oh wait, this one. This one. Okay, Crocotopia. There used to be at least one fight, I'm 90% sure. No, I am wrong. There did not used to be one fight. That is it. No, what? I swear there used to be a fight. And why can't all areas be this great, you know? I don't understand. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Okay, it looks like we've got a tie. If Rose is still here, she can break the tie, because Rose is cool. Or else I have to break the tie. And yeah, Brent's losing his mind. No, I just think it's too short, you know? I'm here for the long haul, not the short haul. It's probably because of the teleporters. You know, it makes it too easy. The game is too easy with teleporters. We need someone to break the tie. Oh my gosh. Or else I will. Or else I will break the tie. This is not cool. This is 0 out of 10. Yes, I'm gonna have to break the tie. I'm gonna be the tiebreak. Okay. Okie dokie. We're gonna go for a new spell. Because you know what? What school? Because spells are cool, okay? Death, fire, ice, myth, storm, balance, shields. What am I missing? Balance. No, balance, storm, myth, ice, fire, death. Okay, shields. I think that's all we can do at the moment. Okay. Right, which school are we going? I probably spelled something wrong, so don't judge me. Don't judge me, my spelling is atrociously bad. That's all we need to do. All you need to know. All you need to know. All you need to know. But I think it's probably a good idea to get a new spell, you know? People seem to like new spells. And, that sounds good. You don't have Faint yet? No, I don't. Because you guys, we only have 3 training points. By the way, we have, Ghoul and Dark Sprite at the moment. Those are the only spells we've trained. Other than, yeah, those are the only spells we've trained. Ghoul and Dark Sprite. Okay, Death. Sounds good. Sounds good. Death it is. Okay, let's go get, Banshee. Or is it Shield first? I can't even remember. I don't even know these days. You know, my whole life is a lie. I thought I knew Wiz, and then I don't. Who knows? Apparently I'm just bad. It's Dream Shield first. That's cute. Love to have shields that, you know, already have. Except Life Shield, except I already have a big boy of that, but that's cool. Nice work, chat. Good job. Nice work. GG. You're amazing. I love you. Right, let's go back. Let's go back. I mainly didn't want to get a new PC gear, just simply because, we've only just done that. And also, the fact that I don't really want to just go and get new gear right now. So, yeah. That's the whole reason here. That's the whole reason of this place. This is going to be so easy to do now, this quest. Holy moly. Okay. You know what? We're going to do this the old-fashioned way, because I'm allowed to. You can't tell me not to. Chat. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna run around. Like, actually, I can use teleporters to skip places a little bit. I can skip from here to here, which is quite handy. So I'll probably do that just for fun. Or actually, what I might do is skip from here to here and then go around. No, that's... I have to run that anyway. I need to optimize this, you know? I need to figure out how many speedruns per second I can do, you know? It's the most important thing. I can't pick up side quests as much as I want to. Can't be letting you get any extra XP without having to pay for it, you see, chat. That would be bad for both me and you. Because what happens if you don't want me to do these side quests? That would be so terrible. And I just pick them up because I feel like we should do them, when actually it's not my decision. And knowing, chat, you wouldn't want me to pick up these side quests because you don't actually care about the benefit of this character, you just want me pain. So yeah, that's cool. And you want me to do all of that again later. Yeah, we're gonna go this way because you see it's the less time with the quest arrow pointing the wrong way if we run to the teleporter first. It makes sense, you know. It's a shorter run back. Makes sense. Brenda's too tired to look closely at gear and Bazaar today. No, I mean, we only just did that at the end of last episode. And what's our gear like at the moment? We've got a level 10 hat, which is, you know, 5 levels under, which isn't too bad. Our boots could do an upgrade, that's for sure. Our wand is probably not going to be changing until level 30. You know, we got a level 15 F-aim, a level 15 amulet, and a level 15 ring. You know, we're pretty good. We're pretty decent. We're in a decent shape, chat, with gear. You know, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. So that's why I decided Spell, because, you know, it gets us closer to faint, which apparently you guys want. Yeah, the only thing that we could really need to improve on is our boots, but apparently everybody hates boots here. Which is fine, you know, you're allowed to hate boots. I don't, but, you know, you can. No side quest. As much as that would be great for XP, we can't. Chat says no. So sad. How dare you, chat? How dare you? Welcome back, young wizard! No side quest. Sir? Hello? Hello, sir? Please? I'm apparently still moving. But at the same time, I'm not moving. Oh, okay. Am I going crazy? Is this like a dream? Is this a simulation? Is this one of my bad dreams that I've been having recently? I've had a lot of nightmares recently. Is this one of them? Am I all of a sudden just being, you know, nightmared a whole bunch? Is that how we're working here? Cause, you know, I'm feeling like that might be the case. Like, am I going insane? I swear I'm about to just start questioning my sanity on stream. It's generally not a good idea. Am I going insane, chat? What did you miss? You missed me going insane. And no one's replying. So it makes me feel like I'm going insane and this is all a dream and a simulation. I live in a simulation of my own construction. Oh no. Oh no. What is this? It's not a dream. You didn't see what I saw. You didn't see what I just saw, Rose. You don't understand. You don't understand. I was stuck. I was stuck in you know when they do the zoom in on when you're talking to people? I was stuck in that. But my character was moving. So I went out the area and it took 5 million years to load. And then I got the Wizard City loading screen. And then, yeah. How does that work? Please explain. Please explain. I don't quite understand what's happening here. I feel like I'm, dying. And I don't really know what to do. You know, I just don't... I'm just confused. It happened to you last month. Okay, so I'm not dying, and I'm not... This isn't a dream. This is okay. That makes sense. Understandable. I'm just, you know, out of touch. I'm just out of touch, apparently. Wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the first time. Right, fight me. Fight me, dudes. Fight me. Right, let's just pass a whole bunch. All we need to do is rat spin. It's the only spell we know here. It's all we do. Mainly because you guys feed my gambling addiction that I totally do not have at all. You have more soup? Nice. Congratulations. Congratulations on having more soup. Is it potato soup? If it's potato soup, I want to have a good inspection to see what potato soup actually is. Because to me, it sounds like either mashed potatoes or a stew. Neither of which I would say is particularly soup. Potato soup is tomorrow. I need pics. Otherwise, I'm going to be entirely confused forever. This is chicken and rice. Ooh. That's gross. That's gross. Disgusting. Chicken? Bad. I'm anti-chicken here, you know. People say cut down on meat. I'm going to start cutting down on my chicken. You know, I think that's the best bet for me. I only have chicken when it's vital. That's my thing. That's what I've decided. I was questing on my ice and I felt like I had to quit out and come back. Oof. I'm so sick right now. It's like the best ever. Well, that's good. That's good. So you can still taste things, so it's not that bad. Is that what you're saying? after our conversation earlier this week that I will not repeat on stream, for fear of YouTube. You can taste, but you can barely lift your water bottle. Oh no, that's not good. That's really not good. I hope you get better soon. Completely and utterly and get better soon. Please. Please do that. Please do that. That would be cool. That would be cool and epic and very pog and champ. Would appreciate. Would appreciate you getting better soon. Tell my wife I love her. Which one? Which one? You have so many. You have so many wives. You know. You're just a guy protecting your many wives. All of them? Okay, I will tell all of your wives that you love them. All of them. All many of them. Because you've got so many wives. I can't believe I did. This is an inside joke that I don't know if Rose wants to share on stream, so I won't. But yeah, it's quite funny. Does Rose have that censored? She has a lot of censored stuff. You know, she's being censored by the system. The system is censoring her. It's so sad. So sad. To be fair, you are disorientated. Yeah. I would suggest sleep. Rose made a Stardew character a dude on accident. Exactly. So basically, she was playing Stardew with her wives. Many wives. All of her wives. And she accidentally made a guy. So I joke saying, you're just a guy protecting your many wives. Good on you. And, it was funny. Yeah. You're just a dude protecting your many wives. It's okay. We understand, you know. You're just out there providing for your wife. Wives, sorry. It's very cool. Very epic. Speedrunning friendship with the wizard. Oh my gosh. You're trying to do the max efficiency speedrun. How many friends per second can you make, you know? I mean, honestly, you just friendship everybody though, so it's okay. You just friendship everyone. So like at some point you're just gonna be so friendly that everyone's gonna be, they're gonna see you and they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's you. You're so cute and cool. Ha ha ha. Please marry me. Please have my children. Even if they have a wife or a son or whatever already, you know, that's what they're gonna say to you, Rose. And Stardew, obviously, no other place. Just to get that clear, because that would be weird and creepy, you know. But yeah, just thought I'd mention that. Yeah. Right. Can you fight me, dude? Thank you. Thank you. Robin, here I come. Mr. Steal your guy. Mr. Steal your mans. It's a great thing. You want to get to his basement so you can be a girl. You're going to storm into his basement and he's going to change you into a girl. Wow. That's so cool. That's so cool and epic. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Living out your wildest fantasies. Good on you, dude. Good on you. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you. You've come so far. You're doing so well. So well. Kablam. Ouch. 92. Yikes. Yikes, ski doodles. Right. Can we get a power up, please? Yeah, we can. Nice. This is all because of that power up of FM, except we replaced it, but still. But still, it's all because of that power up FM that we get power ups nowadays. That's it. That's it. Actually, does our FM even give... Do I even have anyone? I do. I have, like, 2 people added. That's great. It doesn't even give... Oh, we're rocking... We are 100% rocking just... Oh, no. We've got 2% power up chance. Okay, I was going to say, we're just rocking... We're just rocking the base power up chance. We've got an extra 2%, though. I think it's, like, 15 or something. Maybe. Plus 2. So, something like that. It's not crazy high. Does this kill? I don't know. I'm gonna wait for a lip. I'm gonna wait for a lip, because then we get a heal from it as well, and it's like a death spell, and, you know, that's good. That is good and exciting and cool. Very cool and excite, and I approve. Kablam. Right. Let's do this. Righty-ho. Boom. Leprechaun. Amazing. 184. Nice. 50 here. 50 health. Good job, Brent. I can so speak today. I'm just so good at everything that I do. Just so good. It's just amazing how terrible at things I am. Great. It's great. Right. Hello. Please don't trap me in your face again. I don't like your face. Okay. I escaped from his face. Oh, look. We get a new spell. That's pretty cool. We're going to go get a new spell because, you don't have to tell me to do that because it's a life spell, so it's free. Do you want a baby? Would that help? Not really. I'm a bit too young for that, you know? I'm a bit too young to have the responsibilities of child. So, probably not at the moment. But thank you for asking. I appreciate it. He's cute. Look at him. He may be so, but I don't have the capabilities of, baby. You see. Green acres. This is gardening. We don't want to do gardening. Ooh, it's spirit armor. That is also ooh. That is very ooh. That is big ooh. That is big, big ooh. Yuck. We get Seraph, though, in a few levels. And by a few, I mean ages. It's running level 16. We get that at 22. Sucks to suck. Sucks to suck, but oh well. We got a new spell. Very cool. Very exciting. Let's go back. Lovely, lovely. And defeat Edo, who is... Okay, we're going to do what we did last time. We're just going to run there and then use the teleporter back. Because that's cool. Can we get you a new deck soon? No, we don't need a new deck. Why do we need a new deck? My deck is perfectly big enough already, okay? Most of the decks just have more card space, but I'm happy with how many cards we have here. You know, we don't need any more. I've got everything that I want and more. I don't need to put in... Like, what do I need to change on this deck, chat? Nothing. I am still winning, okay? You know, we don't need anything else. This is all we need. This is all we need, okay? We're fine. We are fine. Did you think it would be funny? No. No. That would be a waste of gold for... I'd probably put in the exact same spells here. Like, literally the exact same spells and the same number. So it would be just a waste of gold. But if you want to do that, you know, sure. Whatever. Maybe after this area, we can get a new deck. It just seems like a waste of gold in my opinion, but it's up to you, chat. You control the character. This is your character. This is your choice, okay? I just want to be very clear that you do whatever you want to do. You know, whatever you think is best for this character. You know? That's just what I think you should do. It's not funny now. Well, that's not my fault either. I'm sorry, but that is... I don't take responsibility for that. I don't take responsibility for that at all. Let's do this. Just to get off the weakness. Before we get a rat boy. Hopefully we get a power up next. That would be cool. That would be very cool. Please don't weakness me. Why are you weaknessing me? Okay, that's a scorpion. Don't worry. That's fine. Scorpions are okay. That's cool. Please don't weakness me though, bud. Bud, please, no. Okay, that's good. That's cool. Weaknesses, not weaknesses. Scorpions are fine. Weaknesses, not fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is expected. It was expected that we didn't get a power pit, but we got a trap instead, so it's okay. It's all okay, chat. It's perfect. Perfectly perfect. Right. 100 damage. Ouchie. Ouchie wouchie. We're gonna have to heal. But we can rat spin, so we're gonna do that first, and then heal. With a minor blessing, because I didn't fizzle. That's a graphical glitch again. It's happening a lot today. Don't know why. It's just a bit weird. Don't know what's wrong with the game today, but it's just being a little bit glitchy. And of course we didn't get it. We're just gonna heal real fast. Real quick, just gonna heal. super quick like. Kablam. Lovely. Lovely. And rat spin. Here we go. Kablam. How much will this do? Let's find out right now. Angie boy. Here we go. Uh-oh. Big acorn. Kablam. Boop. Okay. So close to killing both of them. But so far away. Unlucky. Unlucky, unlucky, unlucky. Very sad. Very, very sad. Oh my gosh, they're killing me. They're really killing me. This is not cool. I didn't sign up for this. Right, if I do this on this man's here, he's dead. And I can't fizzle death spells because I am the best. See, told you. And then if I did something else to that other guy, he'll die. Which is the plan. So what we'll do is we'll go for a bloodbath, which should hopefully kill unless it hits 90, and then I'll be very sad. If it hits 90, I'm gonna scream. Oh, 60, sorry. It hit 100, so it's okay. GG. Easy clap. I wasn't even worried. Wasn't even worried. He put up no fight at all. Edo, or like Egon. Yep. Right. Let's get some health. And we need another one. Chest. Yum. Lovely. And the next guy, he's death. I believe. I believe he is death, which is very scary. Very, very sad. Right, 13, 12, 11, 10. Oh. Wasn't even 11, it was 1. I can't read. I don't know what's wrong with me today. But whatever it is, not doing too well. We're going to put in another one of those just for fun. Just for fun, because we can. Why not? Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum. We're just gonna do this. Sounds good. Sounds good. Go, pet, go! I love you. Look at him. Oh my gosh, he's a beast. He's a beast. 64? Yes, please. Don't you dare life shield. That would be the worst. And he's gonna weakness me. How did I know? How did I know, chat? How did I know this? How do I know this stuff? 2 rounds. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do this first. Just to get off the weakness. Hopefully we get a power up next. That'd be dope. If we do, we'll just hit. If not, I think we have a trap in hand. So we'll trap the boss and then win. GG. Easy clap. We'll probably kill the boss with 1 rat boy. Because he's cool. And, he is death. Which means we boost significantly. Very big boost on him. Speaking of, we are just going to minor blessing because we took a little bit of damage. Can't be having that, you know. That would be very bad. 120, nice. You are nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. Hashtag blessed, exactly. That's me. Hashtag blessed all day, every day. This is a Cyclops, yep. Completely blessed. Oop. Uh-oh. You trying to destroy me. You trying to smash. I don't approve of this. I didn't ask for this, dude. Please stop. Please no. Right, we'll go for a rat. We'll go for rat. Rat boy is good. He is OP. I love him so. And he will be the one saving grace of this series, that's for sure. Hello. Please die. Are you going to die? Please do. He did not die. This is so sad. I needed a trap. No! Oh my gosh. At least we're nearly up to another one already, but we can probably finish them off pretty quickly, I would say. Can probably go for a leprechaun on the boss, and then even just this would kill, probably, most likely. Let's get out the spins first. That's a good plan. Just because he's painful, and then I'll figure out what I want to do with the boss. I'm just worried that the imp won't kill. And then, you know, I kind of like a leprechaun. I was going to say you ask and you receive, but no, I do not receive. I do not receive a leprechaun. Very sad. We'll just go for an imp. Hopefully this kills. It may. It's definitely a chance that it does. It does, which is good. Just slightly worried it wouldn't, but it did, so it's okay. Bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum. Easy clap. Next fight. Teleporter hub. And we'll go to the other one. Get a little bit of health, quick. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. And then we hit him. Very cool. Very cool. Love to see it. 3, 2, 1, kablam. Right. Let's do this fire again, because why not? Why not? Always seems to be fire. Makes sense. We're going first a lot on this character, which is good. We have some good luck behind us already. This is great. This is more stuff that I want to see in the future, please. Game. That would be cool. That would be so cool. This is the worst part about this area. It's just all of the, all of the annoying bosses. They're cool, but also very annoying at the same time, and I wish them not. Personally. We'll do this. We will do this. Oh, and then we get to the, then we do the map stuff. That's right. We get to do the find where they live. You know, find their home and destroy their home. Hi, River. Welcome. I always love when an epic dark sprite. I always love when I epic dark sprite just for fun. And it does 300 to 400 damage plus a crit. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Just got home from work. Yes, work needs to be sensitive. This is a bad word. Very bad word here, but I hope you had a good day. Welcome back. How's it going? Yeah. We vibing in Azteca. I wish that we were. We're not. We're in Chrysalis. I'm having a nightmare. We're in Crocotopia. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me today? Am I okay? Am I okay? Is this like... I don't know what is up with me today, but I am just not okay today, apparently. I cannot English, I cannot word, I cannot do anything, apparently. I don't know, I mean, I spent the first half of the stream kind of thinking that this was a dream, and, yeah, that's, that's so embarrassing, holy moly. I had a really weird dream last night. I wish I could remember it all, but it was really weird. What was it? I can't even... Oh my gosh, that's right. My mum got murdered. She got murdered, and they left, like... You know how you get those, those black lights that you can see, like, fluids and body stuff in, you know, when you, like, turn off the lights? They left, like, a blood, but they'd, like, washed it off in the sink that had, like, a really weird message. That was like, I can't remember exactly what it said, but it was like really sinister. It was super scary. And then I woke up with a jolt, so maybe that's why I messed up today. But it was freaking weird, man. It was weird. It was super weird. Good luck with Ghost Dog. Thanks, man. I'm trying. I'm trying. He's pretty hard to solo on a Life Wizard, you know. Oh no, oh no, 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 2 health, really, dude? Really, dude? 2 health? That's just rude. But yeah, maybe that's why I'm a bit weird today. We'll put it down to that, you know. In my dream, my mum got murdered today, so it's how it be sometimes. Speaking of, she just sent me a text message. That's great. That's slightly worrying. Not reading that on stream. Jeez. Yikes. I don't know. I'm in a weird mood. I don't know what's real anymore. Am I real? Is this just a simulation? I'm starting to think that this is just a simulation. I am a simulation. I'm a hologram. I'm from the future. A hologram from the future. No one will ever know. At all. Ever. It's, yep. It's how it works sometimes, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired. I had a good sleep as well, apart from getting woken up really early in the morning. At like 5 o'clock, was it? 5:30, I think. No, it must have been 5 o'clock. I'm super weird. So I'm trying to go to bed like kind of earlier again. You know, also I was like super duper tired yesterday after work. So I went to bed at like 8, okay? And, you know, I'm like, that's cool. I'll go to bed early. You know, I've got videos that are rendering out, you know, perfectly fine. What's the deal? And then I wake up at like 1 o'clock, you know, like sweating my balls off and, like dying of dehydration because sometimes my mouth gets like really, really dry and it's the worst. But anyway, so I do that. I get some water and then I go back to sleep. And then next thing I know, it's 3 o'clock. Because after I've woken up like once, especially if I like go to sleep kind of early, you know, I'm always like trying to get up early because I think I'm kind of used to running on 6 hours at the moment, which is a bit weird for me. But like I wake up at like 3 o'clock and I'm like, I need to go back to bed. So I go back to sleep. And then I have this really weird dream about my mum dying. And then I wake up and it's like 5 o'clock and I'm like, whatever, I'll just stay up this time because I didn't want to go back to sleep because I didn't want any more weird dreams or something. I don't know my reasoning behind it. But anyway, maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the problem, you know? Pentagram or a brentagram? I am not a pentagram. Rose is my new bestie confirmed canon. Wow. I'm so glad that you have a new bestie confirmed that is canon. I'm so glad for you two. You guys are gonna be great. Best friendship ever to be seen before. I've never imagined that sentence coming out of your mouth. Ever. I nearly just died. What one? I'm confused. I said nothing terribly bad. Why do I read chat? I just get lost. I just get lost. Maybe the problem is me. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe my, like, reading ability is really poor and it's gone downhill. I need to go back to, like year 1 of school. I don't know. Grade 1, I guess, is what you would call it. I need to learn how to read again. This is so sad. This is so sad. I don't know what to do with myself. Yikes. I mean, I was actually kind of bad at reading all the time. I'm just, like, really bad at everything. Maybe that's the problem. I'm just really bad at everything. You know, the more I say that, the more it seems like it could be true. Maybe I'm the problem. You know? You feel me, chat? Maybe it's me. It's not you, it's me. You know? I think that's the case, honestly. And I apologize for that. I don't apologize, but I will apologize for that because it's my fault. I am just bad. And that's cool. I admit it freely. Right. Let's go back to Standish. Stand dish. Sand dish. Maybe. I don't know. Ooh. Life shot. Hey, I'll take it, you know. Less fizzling is good. It's very cool. It's very cool. We'll take it. We'll take it. You read like 20 seconds after sometimes and forget what you said, which is valid. I don't remember what I said 5 seconds ago, so, you know, everything's a blur. It's all a blur, you know. Right. Technically, it's a new area. So we're gonna do a poll again. Next. One spell. Okay, there we go. You can vote 1 to 3. You can decide, chat. Up to you. It's up to you what we do now. Completely up to you. By the way, here's our stats again, just in case you're wondering. 9 damage, 3 resist, pretty cool. 1 spell. Okie dokie. We also have 6% accuracy. Super cool. Super cool. We did recently get a spell. We got that last time as well. So we're now up to 3 death spells. It looks like we're going spell again. Okie dokie. Sounds good. Spell. Death. Fire. Ice. Myth. Storm. Shield. Balance. I think that's it. Okay. Go. What one are we getting? I might have spelled a couple of them wrong. I apologize. Because I'm bad. I am bad. Very bad. Dun, 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 dun. Right, let's leave a mark here. Let's go home again. Go home. Okay, so far, Death is winning. By 1 vote. With 1 vote. By 1 vote. Now it's got 2 votes. Okie dokie. Looks like we're going for Death. Fair enough. Fair enough. I like that everyone is shy. It's cute. It's pretty cool. Also, they may be slightly behind as well. So we can't hold them to that. Right, we've got Banshee now. Guys, we're popping off. We're becoming a death master here. Next time you see me, I'm gonna be having faint. Not quite. Rose is everyone. Rose is definitely everyone. She is everything. Everything, utterly everything. Just completely everything. That is what she is. Connor. I'm following you, Connor. Fear me, Connor. Yeah, that's right. I'm watching you, Connor. I'm watching you. You're not meant to follow me. I'm meant to follow you, dude. Is this okay? This is okay. We take this. We take this. This is fine. We go this way. We go around here. And at the end of here is good. I'm so quirky and different. Hee Rose at some point. That was Rose literally yesterday to me. She literally said that as she was saying she loves potato soup. Does anybody know what potato soup is? Is that like a thing in the US that I just don't know about? Okay, here's a serious question. Potato soup. What is it? Please explain. Except Rose, because her explanation led me to more questions. But if anybody else knows what potato soup is, please explain. Because to me it sounds like a mixture between mashed potatoes and stew. So I'm kind of confused on what potato soup is. But apparently she's having it tomorrow, so she's going to send me a picture so I know what potato soup is. It confuses me. I don't know what... You basically boil the potatoes in milk, okay? This is what the recipe said. Boil the potatoes in milk, add garlic powder, whatever the frick garlic powder is. Add onion powder, again, whatever the frick onion powder is. Add onions, and then have, like, was it bacon or something? And then you take, like, a bowl full of potatoes and you mash them. And then the other half, you just keep them whole and chunky. And, like, I don't understand, what that is. It doesn't sound like soup, you know? It doesn't sound soupy enough. It doesn't have a soupy vibe to it, you know? Like, I think of soup, I think of, like, you know, something that you can drink and just, like, absolutely chug down, you know? Get it down your gullet. That's what I like to say. I broke it. I'm happy. But, you know, that's what I feel like soup is, okay? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I don't understand, like, what it is, you know? Like, I think I need a picture to visualize what potato soup actually is. I only have potatoes in my soup if it has meat and then veggies in it. Well, potatoes are vegetables, so theoretically, if you have a potato in it, it's already got a vegetable in it. Fun fact. Bet you didn't know that one. Yeah, that's right. Are you a soupy boy? I'm not a soupy boy. I don't generally eat soup. There's only like a few flavors of soup that I'll actually enjoy. One of them being tomato. That's basically it. I don't really like soup. It's just not as... It's not, you know, like, I wouldn't consider it a whole meal, you know? Like, that's not my, like, ideal... You know, it's just not really my thing. It's not really my thing. Hi, Wow Mage. Welcome. How are you today? You can drink the liquid part, but there's potato and bacon chunks. But, like, there's also mashed potato. And that's not liquid. You can't drink mashed potato. I'm sorry, but you cannot drink mashed potato. If you're drinking mashed potato, you've made mashed potato badly. You've made a poor choice on how to make mashed potato. I'm sorry. It's just, that's not how mashed potato works. I'm doing okay, I guess. I'm slightly questioning life, but it's okay. It's okay, we're on a journey today. I'm not bullying it, I'm just saying that, like, I've never heard this thing and I want to see a picture of it so I understand what it is and how it's called soup. To me, it just sounds like a mixture between a stew and mashed potato. And that doesn't sound very soupy to me. Like, it just doesn't really sound particularly soupy, honestly. And I'm sorry about this, but, like, I'm a visual learner sometimes, and I think I need to visualize it to see it, and I cannot visualize it. The only visuals I'm getting is between mashed potato and stew. And, it doesn't work. I'm sure it tastes great, because both of them are amazing, but I just don't know how it would be, like, soup, you know? Like, soup to me has, like, very liquidy. You know, that's like a liquidy thing. I just don't understand. You know, it's probably me. I'm at fault here. It's not you, it's me. Yeah. But seriously, you can't drink mashed potato, guys. If you're drinking mashed potato, you're doing it wrong. Like, that is way too runny. Okay, we don't like runny mashed potato. Mashed potato has to be, like, slightly firm, but also fluffy. You know, not runny. You can't have runny mashed potato. I make the best mashed potato, okay? This is a hill that I will die on. Mashed potato cannot be runny at all. Like, if it cannot be runny, okay? We can't be having mashed potato like it's diarrhea or something, okay? It has to have some solidity to it. That is such a bad way to describe it. But that's basically what runny mashed potato is, okay? And you can't drink good mashed potato. It's impossible. Dun 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 dun. Leave Roses alone and let her have her soup. I'm just... Okay. I'm just questioning, okay? I just don't understand how it could be considered soup. That's just my opinion. If you're eating potato without salt, you always salt the potato. Like, if you're putting it in to boil, you have to salt it. Otherwise, it will be bad. I'm sorry. But you don't put as much salt as if you're doing pasta, because that has to be, as my mom would say, as so much salt that it would be saltier than the Dead Sea, and that's pretty salty because you cannot sink. So yeah, it has to be like this Dead Sea, but like super salty, like 5 times saltier than the Dead Sea if you're doing pasta. I don't know why, but that's just how it works. Yeah. I love adding pepper and salt to mashed potatoes though. I also add garlic sometimes. That's really good. Yeah. What else is good with mashed potato that I add? Obviously a whole bunch of cheese, like all of the cheese in the world. Why did I turn you off? Stop, I want to turn you on. I don't... Chat, this is not great. Why do I say the most questionable things? I don't understand my problem. Garlic mashed potatoes are decent, but the most important thing is to have a lot of butter. Like, you have to have a whole, like, generally people say add a knob of butter, but you have to have a really big knob. Like, it has to be the biggest knob you've ever seen to add to the of butter to add to your mashed potatoes, and man, it just makes the whole difference. You also have to have quite a decent amount of pepper, and that has to be really, really mashed through, and like whipped into it, just to get like the constant flavor all of the time. Did they change where she is? Why did they make this game so easy mode now? I don't understand. Like, what did they do? They just nerfed Crocotopia so hard. Man, you used to have like 3 people here in this fight. But it used to be in the thing, and if you didn't get it, good luck. Weird. But yeah, that's my ideal thing. Maybe it's because I have a sensitivity to salt, but more than half a pinch of salt is too much. Fair enough. But yeah, basically, I think the best mashed potatoes have just a little bit of salt in it. Like, not crazy amounts because you don't need too much, but definitely I like to add a lot of pepper just to, you know, spice it up, even though pepper doesn't really spice anything, but just add an extra, you know, something to it. Garlic is good with it. What else did I do? I did something one day. I can't remember what I did. I just tried something randomly, and it was actually kind of nice, but I can't exactly remember off the top of my head what it was. We're just gonna do this just because we have weakness. But yeah, mashed potatoes are great. They're one of my favorite dishes. It's just so good. I could have a whole pot of mashed potatoes just to myself. That's great. The word knob has been ruined for me anyway. I did see your tier list that you sent on Discord yesterday. It was something. It was something, that's for sure. It was something. Let's go for a pass. Pass. It was something. I don't know if anybody on the list is actually better than Divum though. Like, I don't think there needs to be a list. I think it just needs to be Divum. Like, the whole list just needs to be Divum because all of the others, no thank you. Especially Ivan. Ivan can frick right off. He can get to the bottom of the list because he's a polar bear. He can get so far down the list that I don't see him. That would be preferable. Those are the only additions that I would add. Those are the only additions that I would add. Divum only, and then Ivan can go away. Yeah, that's it. That's completely it. Brent said $20 is not $20. No, $20 is not enough to Ivan, okay? That's not enough for me. I'm sorry. Polar bears, solid no. I would also bring Xander up a little bit. I know he's a koala, and koalas do have some problems. But like, you know, for that, I think $20 is $20 personally. You know, I would replace him with Ivan, except Ivan just completely gets away from the list because he's disgusting polar bear. Yeah. You like Snake Plissken. Fair enough. Fair enough. He's a snaky boy, you know. What more could you want? Also, I don't know why Chester Draws is quite high, you know. I probably wouldn't put him that high either. Just my opinion though. I need to heal. Holy moly, I'm dying. But yeah, $20 is not $20 when it comes to polar bears. I'm sorry. Malistaire, you know, I'd probably keep him where he is. Also, the rat, he definitely doesn't need to be in. He's so fine. He could be $20 as $20 as well. How the frick did you kill me? Oh my gosh. I roasted her so hard saying this game's easy mode. It is not. I have seen through the error of my ways. This game is not easy mode anymore. I'm very picky. I'm very picky when it comes to video game characters. There's only a few specific video game characters that I would do those things to. I'm sorry. You know, the list is very small, and Ivan is definitely not on there. In fact, no polar bear is ever on there. Xander, he is though. He's there. But yeah, I would definitely move Rat down to non-existent as well. He seems like he has some issues. You know. Also, his brother also seems like he has some issues. Not really into that, you know, there's too much baggage there. Malistaire, he also hasn't got over his wife yet, so I probably wouldn't go there at all. You know, that seems like that's a lot of emotional damage. And I don't know if I'm ready to take that on. You know, Cyrus, he could be kind of fun. Cyrus could be kind of fun, you know, see like a different side of him, you know, that probably no one ever has seen. That could be kind of interesting. Who else was on the list? I'm reading it from mind. Ignis I would probably put down a tier as well. I'm not really into beards, you know, they get in the way. They're just kind of weird, you know. Beans and pork, they can go up. They can definitely go up. I actually apparently don't agree with your list at all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought it was cool, but I apparently just don't agree. I didn't think I had this many feelings for the characters of Wiz, but apparently I do. I'm sorry, but it's a great tier list. Tarek, you know, that could be fun. You know, that could be interesting. I would, you know, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. I think that's kind of, you know, I would put him, I would keep him there. Same with King Artorias, where those two are, they're fine there. Birdie's pretty cool. I would probably put him up a tier. Who else? Dworgen obviously needs to be in with Divim as well. Like, those two, they deserve a tier of their own. I'm sorry, but Dworgen is dad. And if you disagree, you're wrong. So, you know, that's just my opinion. Yeah. Dun 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 dun. What did I miss in chat? I was hoping for different opinions to make it more interesting. Fair enough. Fair enough. I just have a lot of... Apparently, I have a lot of opinions. I didn't realize I had this many opinions on Wizard101 characters that you would like to enter explicit here. Apparently, I do. Didn't realize this about me. It's a whole new side that I didn't know I had. I just don't understand Chester Draws, you know. He seems a little bit sus. I don't know if I could do that. You know, that just seems like it's treading on, like a bad ground, you know. He's too easily corrupted. You know, just get his voodoo doll and he'll destroy you instantly. It happened, trust me. I would know. I listened to dialogue. Yeah. You hit 50k? Oh my gosh. Wiz character Brent likes. I like you, Brent. Fair enough. Yeah, I didn't realize I had this many feelings for male Wiz characters. Interesting. I never knew this about me. Diego? I'm not sure about Diego, though. I'm not sure. Man, like, he seems like a little bit of an... Like, a little bit arrogant for my likings. You know? Like, he seems a little bit too arrogant and up himself. You know? I don't know if I can trust Diego. He seems like he would, like, break your heart multiple times and then laugh about it. And say, it's not my fault, it's yours. And, you know, I don't think I'm ready for that either. You know, that's something that I would do, and that's not something that people should do. So, yeah. The horse dude in Wisteria is even better, though. He's also arrogant. Yeah, both of them suck. And I don't think I could date anybody in Wiz, obviously not IRL, that was a unicorn from Valencia. I just couldn't do that. You know, my character could never do that. Any of my characters. None of my characters canonically could date anybody from Valencia. Nor my pirates. That just sounds like it's going bad. You know? And that's not about their world, it's about them and their personalities. Thank you, Wildmage, for the 100. Appreciate it. Very cool. We need to heal. Let's go for, this. I should have put my pet to do something. Oh, well. But yeah, thank you. Very cool. 1,100. Very exciting. Brain Valencians are below me. I wouldn't say below me. They're probably very far above me financially. And, you know, they're just too arrogant for my likings, you know. Even a sugar daddy has its limits, you know. You can't just go with any guy with money. Like, just because they have money doesn't mean that, you know, it's probably a good idea. Just saying. Just my opinion. Could be wrong. More than likely wrong, but yeah. Valencians just, especially the unicorns, I don't really have anything against the guinea pigs, you know. Or, the clockworks I definitely have something against. The crabs, you know, I'm not really into crabs, so stop killing me. Oh my gosh, this guy. This man's, I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. This is so sad. I need to put on more heals. This is not going well. This is not going well. We'll do that. Let's get some health while we're walking. You're happy the tier list included the middle, because how could you forget him? I'd riot. I know, I'm very disappointed with your placement of Dworgen though. I think you could have done better with that one, personally. But again, that may be just my personal opinion talking. But honestly, Diverman and Dworgen, they're my two husbands. Always. Always will be. Always will be. Is he gonna move? Oh, okay. He doesn't come this way. That's handy. That's handy. Health. Health. Yummy, yummy. I am a healthy boy. Yeah. That's probably all the changes that I would make. So, yeah. That's about it. That's about it for those changes. Right. Can we try and do this time? We will find out. I would add a whole bunch of shields, but, you know, they don't really serve any purpose in this fight. They really don't matter. Because most of their spells are not spirit spells, so, yeah. It sucks. But it be like that sometimes. No, I don't really like making my own tier lists. I like just thinking that I would, and then roasting other people's tier lists. So it's kind of more of my expertise in this matter, personally. Yeah. At least I killed the minion this time. It's just fucking common. yeah, I'm not really interested in making the tier list myself, you know. I'm glad that somebody is, but I'm more interested in like roasting people for their choices, you know, and telling them that they're wrong. I like doing that, you know. I don't like doing the work myself. I just like telling people that they're wrong. It makes me feel better. That's just how it goes. Yeah, 1v1 fight now. I'm gonna win because I'm good. I have a pet, so I have 2 people. She only has 1 because I'm cool. So yeah, she didn't really think this through. She should have revived her minion or something. I don't know what the lore is, but surely she has the Croconomicon or something. Just kidding, she doesn't. We're trying to find out where it is from her. I remember, I'm not dumb. Maybe sometimes. Maybe a little bit of the time. But it's okay. Another visual glitch because I don't fizzle. I think the game's honestly just trying to nerf me a little bit. And that's okay. I understand. I understand. I too think sometimes I need to be nerfed. I shouldn't have done this. I thought she was going to hit with a freaking Cyclops again. But of course she did not when I tried to heal myself with Leprechaun. So sad. Very sad. Oh well. Oh well. It be like that, I guess. We'll do this. Is she gonna hit me? Like, come on, dude. Do something. Oh, here's the thing that I've been waiting for. This is gonna do 1,000,000 damage. Like, actually 1,000,000 damage. 1 in a million. Ouch. Ouchie, ouchie. Okay, I changed that. What, that they don't Cyclops? Because she does. She's done it at least twice now, and it's killed me 2 times. So, yeah. She definitely Cyclopses. 100%. We will do this. And we are also going to do this. No, the Leprechaun healing. What? It does heal. It does heal still, as long as you unlock it with Spellements, which I have done. They didn't change it. It does heal, as long as you've got tier 2 onwards. Yeah. Let's go for a Thunder Snake and see how much this does. Probably not much, but yeah. How do you get Spellements? That's a great question. The answer to your question is, unfortunately, through packs, through the Decathlon, through Skeleton Key bosses, which dropped in basically no time. See, this does 50 self-heal. And through the Scroll of Fortune. The Scroll of Fortune packs are the best way to get them, unfortunately. I only get them because I have the Scroll of Fortune, because I like the Scroll of Fortune, and I like to encourage it because I think it is a decent form of microtransactions that I don't mind. Yeah, that's how I get most of mine. I also have the Spellement pack as well, which you can get them from as well, which I don't recommend either. Yeah. How much health is she on? Seriously, 10? Really, dude? Pet, finish her. Finish her, pet. Finish her. So in other words, KI wants more money. In other words, KingsIsle had a great system, and they refused to let it work properly. And they implemented it very poorly, except for caramel spells, which are okay. Yeah. And Daybreaker and Nightbringer, or whatever they're called. Those ones are fine. All the other ones, not fine. 0 out of 10. But basically, once you get up to tier 2 of the Spellements, again, which I got basically all through the Scroll of Fortune, you can get the heal one, and then you can get a bigger one once you get to 115, which I'm nowhere near. I'm nowhere near. These ones here, these are from the Beast Moon, plants. So they're not too bad. They're kind of okay to get. That you just don't get many of them. But yeah, the Scroll of Fortune gives, these ones you get for free, 15 for free, which are tier 1, 15 tier 1s, they're random. You get 15 of one type of them. So whatever score you get, good luck. There's also another free one here this time, which is another 15 tier 1 ones. I've just got that one on my death today, which is where got 30 more Leprechaun Spellements today from that on my death. And then there's also another one here, which is another 30 tier 2 Spellements as well. Those, honestly, the Scroll of Fortune is like the best way to get them, because it at least is one fixed cost, and you know exactly how many you're getting. You just may not get the score you want. That's the only bad thing about it. But yeah. Yeah. I think I got a few dropped in your last Dr. Jekyll run. Ooh. Interesting. You farm him for Motive Beauty. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yes. I mean, it's not really just KI. It's just any game in general. They don't actually care about, you know, how to play properly. They just care about money, which sucks. I made a video on how I think they should do rank 1 Spellements a wee while ago, and I think that's honestly like a good way to do it. I don't think they're gonna do it, but you know, yeah, that is just my opinion. But yeah, I would like to do one of those videos for tier 2 Spellements as well, but I just haven't had the ideas yet for the bosses. They'll come to me eventually. They'll come to me eventually, I'm sure. Right, and back this way. Bum. Chat, you know what that means? Probably not. Maybe you do. I don't know. Oh, we got fries. Nice. Fish and chips. Fish and chips. Oh my gosh. Very cool. Very, very cool. Right. Let's do a thing of next. One spell. One gear. One side in Wizard City. Start poll. Boom. 1, 2, or 3. What are we doing? Chat. What are we upgrading? This is our gear, by the way. We're level 16. Boots again. Level 0 boots. Whatever you want, we'll do. One side quest could be any side quest in Wizard City. Any of them. And I'll let you just choose whatever one you want. But yeah. We could get gear. We also have 2 training points as well, so we could get closer to getting faint. Yeah. This is our gear currently. We have this hat. We have this robe. We have this boots. Again. Again, the only level 0. The one we're probably not going to change. The F-aim that you picked last time. The amulet that you picked last time. The ring that you picked last time. Our deck is still starter deck, but I don't think we should really upgrade that. But if you want me to, we can. But personally, I think that's a waste of gold. Looks like it is a gear. Okie dokie. Let's go. What gear? Boot, hat, robe, F-aim, amulet, ring. We'll just do that. That should be fine. That's enough options for you. Right, let's go home. Let's go to the bazaar. Let's go to the bazaar. See what we have to do. See what we get. Ooh, River's going amulet. Ooh. We do have some jewels. We have a cracked damage, a cracked ice, and a distract, which is for pair, which we're gonna just get rid of because we can get better stuff. Plus it gives gold. Okie dokie. Dun, 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 dun. Right, we're at a tie. Who's gonna break the tie? Who gonna break the tie? Someone's gotta break the tie. Joseph, do you want to break the tie? Is Joseph gonna nose goes? Nose goes? Rose, are you gonna break the tie? If Rose is gonna be the tiebreaker. Rose, do you want to be the tiebreaker? I'm sure you're good at tie breaking. You had nose goes. What? That means I don't have to. So you're saying that I have to break the tie? Okay, I'll break the tie. That's fine. That's fine. We're not doing anything. Haha, get wrecked. No, we're going to do boots because they're the last level. And that makes sense. Right, so what we have in the boots already. Okay, this is what we have already. Chat. We're going to go for a level 15 pair of boots. Okay, so we're going to sell these ones. We'll sell those. Okay, so we've got 1 damage. And we've got health and 1 damage. Okay. Keep those in mind. Keep those in mind. Let me just quickly sell all of these as well, just so we have extra gold that you can spend. Yeah, because we haven't done this in a while, and we need to clear our bag occasionally. Occasionally. Might have to buy some of this back later, but whatever. It'll be fine. We'll help people on their way to start with. Some of those are expensive. Holy moly. That looks cool. Right, so we're gonna sell these ones. Okie dokie. We're gonna sell that one. Sell both of those ones. And we'll sell both of these for now. Boom. Okie dokie, bye. Boots. Boots, 116. No thank you. Right, so we have these. Power Pip and Resist. Health and Resist. Power Pip and Health. Health and Damage. Power Pip. Health and Damage. Health and Resist. Damage and Power Pip. What are these ones? Damage and health and damage. Okay, so it seems like we have health plus damage, health plus resist, life. What else do we have? We have Power Pip, PP, PP resist. What else do we have? I think that's it. PP damage. Okay. What are we going for, chat? What are you thinking? What are we thinking? Look at you smirking. It's funny. Haha, PP. Haha, funny. What are we going for? What do we think is best for our boots? PP makes Sprint smile. Of course. Of course. Of course it will. Right. Someone's going PP. 2 people going health and damage. Health equals damage, I should say. It's meant to be plus, but I'm dumb. Don't kill me. Oh, okie dokie. Looks like we're going health equals damage. Okie dokie. So I'll just try and find the best one. What one do we have? We have a 1 damage, 32 health. That's not good. 32 health, 1 damage, that's what we've got. It looks like what we've got is the best, so we'll take these ones. We'll just equip these ones. Boom! Now we go up to 1% damage plus 7. Amazing. And also, a little bit more health. Very cool. Democracy never liked you anyway. It's unfortunate, but it happens sometimes. I understand. I understand. Look how sexy we are, chat. Oh my gosh. You guys are making me sexy. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be king one day and you're gonna be like, oh man, where did you get these sweet shoes from? I'll be like, man, my chat chose them. They're pretty cool, aren't they? Yeah. Rose wanting Brent to get a bigger dick earlier. Now to River saying that. Exactly. It's how we roll. It's how we roll. I'm too delirious not to be chaotic. Fair enough. Understandable. Right, next area is the Hall of something. What's it called? Hall of Champions, that's what it's called. This one is painful. This one has a lot of defeating collection, which suck. It really sucks. Okay. Automod hates you. I thought I was the only one that put new gear on my wizard and be like, oh wow, he's so sexy. He has many close wizard friends as a result. Why is gear blocked? Probably because sometimes that could be taken. Hold up, we need to do some potion brewing. Because I bet you're not gonna allow me to buy potions because you guys are stingy. We'll play Dueling Diego. Because we love Dueling Diego. This is content you come here for. Chat, this is great. Let's see how far. Oh my gosh, I was doing this the other day just for fun. And that's embarrassing. And I managed to get up to the last area. And holy moly, it's freaking scary. It's so scary. Or at least the area after the beach. I assume that's the last area because I think there's only like 4 areas and it like repeats, I believe. From what I've heard. How? I jumped. What the heck? I'm not doing too well today. I don't know if we're going to make it to the last area. I'm not in the zone. I'm not in the zone enough. I'm too busy paying attention to chat. Maybe you can say it like, what kind of gear packing, mate? Yeah, that's what it was, because it was gear and sexy, so I assume Twitch saw those 2 things and was like, how about no? Ow. Ow. That was close. 1 health. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be bad. I'm not doing too well today. This is not great. This is not my greatest duel. This is not my greatest duel ever. This is great. This is not great. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Die barrels. You've fooled me too many times today. Bye. Get wrecked, scrub. Ouch. I jumped too early. Right, okay. Ooh. Nice. We fill up. Oh, we're playing again? Okay. I didn't know that was an option. I think we have to play twice to get our potion refilled, so we'll do it twice. And then we'll close out. This time it will be better, chat. This time it'll be great. This time I'll be great. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll do well this time. Just you wait. Just you wait. Just you wait. We're gonna get to the beach at least. The boss at the end of the beach is insane. Holy moly. Holy moly. Get wrecked. Gobblers. Oh, hi, buddy. Oh, flawless. Absolutely flawless there. This is good. Okay. Okay, don't die. That's fine. Ooh, that was good. Boom. Easy clap. Get wrecked. Oh, this is high quality content. This is the stuff you came for. Ouch. That was not good. I was trying to go flawless, dude. I was trying to be flawless. Oh my gosh. Right, what's next? This dude? I hate these guys. They're annoying. Stupid shield gobblers. They're the worst. I jumped. It didn't want me to jump though. This is so sad. Whew. He came for the dueling. Of course. Of course. I hate this dude. Hate this dude. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. Aha. Screwed. Get wrecked, kid. No! Not another one! No! Don't like those dudes. They're annoying. Oh, this guy's even worse. Those guys are annoying. The snakes. They're frickin' annoying. That's embarrassing. Snaky boy? Nope. Wrecked. Oh, here's the chief. He's annoying. That dude's annoying. I don't like him. Don't like him. Oh well, that's cool. That's all we needed to do. What are we getting? Oh, we got boots! We got boots! Oh my gosh. Death is a little over dramatic. No, we died. It's... Game is over. We lost. They're bad boots, but we got boots, man. Right, okay, let's continue. Hope you enjoyed that wee little brief, break. That's good. Nobody plays that. Oh, look, we can now use Niles, by the way. In case you're wondering. Niles trains. Elemental Trap. Spirit Blade, which we can't... Spirit Trap and Spirit Blade, which we can't get till, level 20/25. So, will be a while for that, but hey, we're nearly there. We're, what, level 16? Nearly level 17. So, that's exciting. In fact, we will be level 17. Yeah. Nope, not yet. This is so sad. So close. So close. Flag! Oh my. Hi, Fireboss. Welcome. Oh my flag. That is crazy. Right, let's go talk to Sherlock. Sherlock the Wise. What's he got for us today? Then we go into this one here, which is the Hall of Champions. Greetings, young wizard. We leveled up. Nice. Very cool. Right, level 17. Nice. Now we need to talk to Rami. How many pups have been given out? What? What is a pup? I'm confused. Why did I use the teleporter? Why did I use the teleporter? Also, why are the teleporters in a bad spot here? This teleporter is literally useless. This teleporter is so useless. Holy moly, that is bad. Out of 7, the reagent... Oh, pulps. I think there's only 2. I'm pretty sure there's only 2. There was one last week and one this week. I think the last one was to Adventure 5? I think. Right, Ice Boys. No, I'm pretty sure there's only 2 so far. Like 90% sure. Could be wrong, but 90% sure there's only been 2. But yeah. And they'll be able to craft the housing item, which is in from Lloyd when we get, I think, 5 of them. So that means at the moment test drum's probably about 3 weeks away, in my opinion. Could be wrong on that, but that's probably, could be 4. Not 4, 3, no 2, but I think it would be probably about 3 weeks away. Which would put it at, 1, 2, 3. The week of, like, the 18th to the 24th of October. Which makes sense. That makes a little bit of sense there, to be on that week. because it's the week before KA Live, and then they can talk about it the week after on KA Live, because KA Live is the last Thursday of the month, which obviously is tomorrow, today for me, but tomorrow for most Americans. But yeah, that would be the week after that is Test Drum, so yeah. It says 7. Oh, I couldn't remember whatever is on Discord is correct, because I just took that from the thing. I couldn't remember off the top of my head. I would say that it will probably still be about 4 weeks away, because they usually test drum at the end of October generally, so yeah, it'll be only about 3 to 4 weeks away test drum. Yeah, because I'll probably do some that either give more or some like a lot at once, which wouldn't be surprised about. So yeah. Yeah, that'll be very cool, very exciting, yes, very nice. Then we speedrun test drum a little bit. Very excited. Speedrun Lemuria. Yeah. It's been a year since the last world came out. Wow, I know. Time flies. Time absolutely flies. Absolutely flies. I can't wait for test drum. I'm hoping that it's more than just Lemuria. I really hope so. I hope they add a couple of extra things. They probably will, but obviously there's going to be PvP changes again, because they seem to do that every test drum at the moment, so that'll be good. Brent will be the first ever to complete Lemuria. Nope. Nope. Definitely not. Definitely not. I would never try to be the first ever to complete Lemuria. I wanted to be the first ever to complete Caramel. That was impossible after the first quest, because my questing partner, not going to name names, got stuck loading Chrysalis because the servers were trash. So she couldn't talk to, they couldn't talk to Divim. But then also chat wanted me to listen to dialogue, so it was impossible for me to finish first as well, because, well, you know, chat wanted me to listen to dialogue for the whole time. Am I just... Okay, I'm disorientated. That's fair. Yeah, so, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream Lemuria. It depends on my work schedule as well. I can't just be sick that day like I did last year. Last year for Caramel, I literally just called in sick. Nah, sorry, I can't come into work. I'm so sick. Oh, so bad. So bad, man. It sucks to be sick, but I'm sick. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I did last time. I can't do that this time, unfortunately. I will do test with you again if you want, and I will even load all of the worlds. I won't be like redacted, haha. I don't know why you're saying you will do test with me again then if you don't want to be like redacted, because obviously wasn't you. Hope we get new utility spells or something, not just, hey guys, new shadow spell, have fun, bye. Hey guys, new shadow spell that doesn't make sense at all and doesn't have, and all of the animations really suck. Thanks, bye. I have to say, there's like 2 spells that have good animations in, from Caramel. All of the others are just so lackluster. Am I the only one that feels this? Like, this is a serious question. Am I the only one that feels that? Or am I just weird? Because I just feel like nearly all of the spells from Caramel are lackluster in animation. When's my birthday? In December. In December. Unless you mean Rose, and that's October. The 27th, I think. Is it the 27th? Did I get that right? Did I get that right? Did I get that right? My dates are very bad. Yeah, it is! The 27th. I'm so smart. I just doxed Rose's birthday. I wanted to prove that I knew her birthday, though. That's the only reason why I did that, of course. I did get it right. I did get it right because I'm so cool. Thanks. I try so hard to remember your birthday. It's so hard for me because, like, I have so many birthdays that I have to remember in October. And they're all around the same time. My mum's the 19th. My dad's the 21st. Rose is the 27th. And I think there's... Is there someone else? I think there's someone else in October as well. It's crazy. There's just too many birthdays in October. October's just... The end of my year is, like, crazy for birthdays. Like, all of the birthdays, like, for the majority of my family are after September. Like, September and onwards are all of the birthdays in my family. It's ridiculous. Both of my brothers in September, one of my aunts and my uncle, one of my uncles is in September. I'm in December. My parents are in October. My granddad, one of my granddads is in December. One of my grandmas is in December. There's no birthdays in November. November's like a chill month, but all of the other months suck for birthdays because there's just too many of them. What am I doing? I'm passing. But yeah. Yeah. Wow, Mage is in October too. Oh my gosh. Why is so many people born in October? I don't understand, but like there's just so many birthdays in October. Like is October just is that for everyone or is it just for me? Like I feel October because even when I was at school, like there was so many birthdays in October. You know, like crazy. It's just ridiculous. Valentine's Day. It's also November, kind of, as well. It's kind of November. October, November. So I kind of understand that, but also it would be slightly before Valentine's Day. Actually, no, it wouldn't be. I can't math. I'm learning today that I can't math. You didn't know anyone else with an October birthday in school, except one dude. Maybe because, like, our school year is, like, back to front for you guys. Because we have like January to December school instead of like what July to whatever, you know. We don't have that. We have like January to December. We have a whole calendar year as school year, none of this half year sort of shizzle. We don't do that. We don't do that here. Yeah. You turn 24 on October 15. Ooh, nice. That's coming up very close. August to December, January to June. Yeah, that's kind of cringe. So basically August to June is your school year. Like 1 year is August to June. That's cringe, bro. We basically have February to December as our school year. That's 1 year, February to December. Except we generally finish by like, except primary school, they finish in like towards the end of December. But secondary schools and intermediate schools generally finish in pretty quick in December. Like, I mean, most of the primary schools are probably finished around my birthday, which is like the 11th, around that time. 11 to 15 is kind of when they finish. And then high schools, they finish at like, sometimes they finish at the end of November, especially if you're a senior and have exams, because after exams you're basically finished. So some people have like all of their exams on like the first 2 weeks of exams and then they're finished for the year, even though technically school goes for another like 2 to 3 weeks, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, that also means that I'm like one of the youngest in my like age group, yeah, whatever you want to call it. Because obviously December, I think the cutoff is like April, so like I'm pretty young for, I think it's like March or April, one of those two is like the cutoff for the year. Let's just cut that and pass. So yeah. Your birthday is the same day as my dad's. Wow, the 21st. Very exciting. Yeah. It's quite funny having my parents have, like, birthdays, like, 1 day apart from each other. It's actually quite handy for them because they can just go on like, they can do like, they generally just go somewhere for their birthdays and it's like both of them at the same time, so they only need to do one trip, which is actually quite cool. Like, that's pretty smart. Find someone who has a birthday near yours so then you can have a holiday together for both of your birthdays at the same time. Pretty smart, yeah. Yeah. You have a cousin that is one day younger than you are. I'm the oldest cousin by ages. The second oldest is my brother, and I'm older than him by like 18 months, so yeah. I was the firstborn. I am the oldest of all of my cousins. Just crazy. Crazy to think about me being old. Ugh. But yeah. The kids were a year and 9 days apart, so they always had joint birthday things. Fair enough. Please don't call me Poppy. That's a bit weird. That's a bit weird. We draw a line there, Rose. No, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah. On my dad's side, I'm the oldest, but on your mum's side, you're the second oldest. Fair enough. Fair enough. That means grandpa. Yeah, I don't want to be called a grandpa, okay? I may be one, but that doesn't mean you have to call me out like that, okay? I have feelings, dude. I have feelings, okay? I have feelings. Just saying. Just saying. But yeah, and then my grandma who passed away in 2009 also had her birthday in September as well. One of my cousins has their birthday in August. Oh, that's who it is. One of my cousins has their birthday on the 30th of October. That's who it is. I can't believe I forgot that. That's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. Oops. Did I mention I'm not very good at remembering things? Dates. Yeah. Yeah. So, I knew there was someone else in October. I knew it. I'm so intelligently intelligenced. I'm so intelligently intelligenced, chat. You just never knew. Just never knew. One of my cousins. I knew there was someone else in October. All around the same time. Like, from the 19th onwards, there's just birthdays in October. Nearly every single day. Not quite, but nearly. Yeah. Dun 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 dun. You can bully me soon. I would never bully you. I never bully anyone. I've never bullied anything in my life. That's a lie, okay? I would never bully anyone. I could never do that. That just doesn't sound like something that I would do. You know? Just doesn't make sense. Let's talk to Kebab Boy. Kebab-a-laba-dub. Where is he? Here he is. Here he is. Hello. Long time no see, buddy. Rami. Again, that teleporter is very useless. Very, very useless. 0 out of 10. Why is Rose dotting? Is it because I said I never bully anything? Because I don't. I'm not a bully. I don't have a mean bone in my body. You know, I cry when I get in trouble. I could never bully anybody. Fun fact, I do actually cry when I get in trouble. It's not great. I could never bully anybody. The most bullying thing I did one day was I bit someone. This was back when I was 5. And if that's what you mean by bullying, then yes. I bullied someone that day. That's the only time I've ever bullied someone, though. Other people will disagree with that, but that's the only time that I have actually physically bullied anyone. Sometimes I take the blame to bully people. But that's because I don't want the other person to get in trouble for bullying people. Because sometimes they deserve it. And especially at school, you know, there's those people that kind of deserve to be bullied. Because they do all of the bullying all of the time. And I took the blame for it because I don't think it was a good idea for people to get in trouble for that, you know. I don't think that's particularly fair. So, I would take the blame. But that doesn't mean I actually bullied them. Because I would never do that, ever. Not in my DNA. I'm dying. Not great. Let's pass. Leak the mean things you say about me right now. I can confirm he thinks you're so swag and cool, River. I don't think I've ever talked about River. I'm so sorry to burst your bubble. I don't think I've ever talked to... Actually, have I? I don't think I've talked to Rose about River. I don't think I've talked to Rose about many people in chat. I've talked to Rose about her. You know? I'd say, oh my gosh, hi. Are you that cool streamer girl who streams on twitch.tv/Aurora Roses? That's so cool. Oh my gosh. Pop off queen. That's what I say to her. And she's like, oh my gosh, that's me. How did you know? Are you a fan? And I'm like, yes, I am your biggest fan. And yeah, that's how that goes. But yeah, and then one day I got in trouble. This was school picture day. And I got in trouble with my teacher because she told the class to not quite shut up, but basically shut up. And they wouldn't. And the person who was talking, because we were all in a line in alphabetical order, because that's how you have to do. And like, I wasn't that far down the line because my last name starts with a C, so it's pretty close up to the top. You know, but like the person behind me, yeah, the person behind me, or like two places behind me, was talking, and I must have turned my head or something to listen to what they were saying or something. And the teacher thought that I was doing the talking, so I got in trouble. I got in like really serious trouble. I got a detention, a lunchtime detention for talking in line when I didn't even talk in line. I was so furious. I was so furious. Like, I was so mad. I tried to explain to her that it wasn't me, and she's like, I don't want to hear it. It was you. I saw it with my own eyes. I'm like, well, you're blind. It wasn't me. And then I got a detention, you know? And then I went home and I complained to my mom, and she's like, sometimes, you know, you just gotta suck it up and do the time for the crime that you didn't even do. And, you know, ever since that day, I've learned a lesson. If you're gonna commit a crime, try and find someone stupid enough to be your cover boy. Okay? That's all that you need to do. That's what I learned from that. That's what I learned from that experience. Yeah. I talk about you to people sometimes. Oh no. Oh no, that sounds dangerous. There's this really weird guy from New Zealand. He plays this game called Wizard101. I don't know. It's a bit strange. It's about magic things, and like he casts random spells. But like he's also like super weird, and he goes on these really weird tangents, and he's pretty dumb. That's probably what you say, and that's fine. Hi Magic, welcome. I got lunch detention for missing a test, and the teacher in charge went and made a complaint to my teacher because I didn't belong there. Wow, I wish that was me. I was obviously a bad boy because teachers didn't say that to me. They just assumed that I belonged there. Maybe I just like evoke bad boy vibes, you know. Little Brent was a bad boy, obviously. Just how it works. 100%. Dun 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 dun. I got an after school detention for literally no reason. I'm not joking. I was just telling the story of when I did that, when that happened to me. I got framed. I got framed for talking in a line when I wasn't talking, and got a detention for it. And the teacher didn't want to listen to my excuse, which was very valid because it wasn't me. What's even funnier is a couple of people even agreed with me, saying that it wasn't me who was talking, and she still put me in detention because of it. Like, what the heck? Why would you do that? That's just rude. It's just, oh. Fun fact, I had a lunch detention for 3 weeks. The last week before winter break in middle school. Wow, what did you do, Joseph? One of the seniors in their offense, offered to walk me back to class. I think I looked like a freshman, but I was a junior. Oof. And the teacher gave me, and the dude next to me detention, and gave us all zeros on the test. Wow, that's not good. So me being the cool person I am, went to the guidance office because that's the only place I could think to go, and explained the situation. Oh my gosh, this is a whole story. This is great. So they talked to my teacher, who then called my mum and explained that I didn't do anything, but I still have detention. How can you explain to a parent that your child didn't do anything, but they still have detention? That's a little bit strange. But I mean, at least she decided not to give me a 0. Well, that's good. I mean, that's probably the only good thing that came of that story. But still, who goes to a parent and be's like, you know, I'm sorry that your child's getting a detention for no reason, because I've just said that there's no reason there, but, you know, he's still getting the detention. So weird. Your mum was pissed. I can imagine, man. That sucks. That is the worst. Absolute worst. I need to talk to Kaba. I didn't realize that we had this. I thought I was going to get health. I need to pay attention a little bit more. Level 18. Nice. New spell. Let's go. Og. Because I was a sophomore in high school and I couldn't drive yet, so she had to drive you to school at 6 AM. Yikes. I worked for one day, then called me back and said you lied and got punished. Oh wait, this is a different story. I even fake cried to in front of the principal to prove my innocence, and it worked for one day, and then he's called you back and said you lied. Wow. Wow, you brought out the fake tears, Joseph. Oh my gosh. Jeez, I'm learning so much about my chat right now. This is dangerous. Okay, this is easy. Whoa, I got this. I can defeat a dark fairy. I've done it before. I can do it again. Yikes. In middle school. Oh my gosh. You've never got a detention. Okay, so I've got what, 3 detentions, I think. Only one of them is my fault, okay? Only one of them. One of them was when I bit that guy my first year of school because he was annoying me, and I bit him because that's a appropriate way to deal with someone when you're 5. Obviously, that's like, there's nothing wrong with don't bite people. But when you're 5, you know, like, that's kind of like what you do. In my defense, that's what you do when you're 5. And obviously I got detention for that. You know, now I see that that's probably not the best way to go. But 5-year-old Brent, you know, he was like, I'm so frustrated with you. Please die. So I thought biting person would be fine. You know, just stop annoying me. Bite. Chomp. Finger gone. Not quite. My teeth are not that strong. But yeah, I got detention for that, for obvious reasons. Then the 2 years later, I got a detention for talking in a line that wasn't me, as I've explained. Can you fight me? Thank you. And then I think the next one was in year 7. So I was like, what, 11? 2011? Yeah, 2011. We got a whole, like, our whole year group, like 3 classes, got detention at the same time, one afternoon, because apparently we had to wear like black shoes and they kind of scuffed the floor a little bit if you purposely did it. And there was like 3 people who purposely did that. And the cleaners, it got to a point where the cleaners complained to like senior management, and then senior management complained to our teachers. So they decided the best course of action, since no one would come forward and like say that they were at fault, they decided group punishment was the way to go forwards. Funny fact about that day, if you don't know, Christchurch, the city where I live in, had a whole bunch of earthquakes during this time, and this was in February, so it was like at the start of the year as well. This was February the 22nd, in 2011, which was the day that Christchurch was ruined since, because it's still not fixed. But yeah, basically, during our lunch break, while we were on detention, there was a magnitude 6.4 earthquake that hit at that time. I was doing my... What was so annoying about that? Okay, this is a whole story. What was so annoying about that one time, this detention though, is like you were going off, like you were in your classroom, because there were 3 classrooms in that area. You were all in like your own classroom eating your lunch, because you know they can't force us not to have lunch, because that's kind of mean. So you were just in your lunch, and they would call out your names randomly, and then you would have to clean off 1 mark with this weird, stupid little like piece of rag that did nothing. And then you could go and enjoy the rest of your lunch. Hi, buddy. So yeah, I was, you know, waiting. I was one of the last for some reason, because it wasn't done alphabetically. So it was more of a punishment for me, because I was like waiting for ages. And this was at like, I think it was like 12:50 p.m. Can really get into the juicy like times of this. 12:50 p.m. I get called to that it's my turn to go and clean up one singular mark with a little piece of cloth that was about this big, and you had to just scrub on like a vinyl floor and hope that it would do what you would want. So I head down the stairs, because like, you know, they've already done all of the top stairs, because there'd been so many people by the time that I was up. And then basically, 1 minute later, exactly 1 minute later, all of a sudden there was an intense shaking. And you know, after living through a whole bunch of earthquakes before then, because the previous year in September we had like a magnitude 7.2 earthquake on September the 4th, 2010. You know, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, you know, it's like, it's fine. But this one went on and on and on. So, like, you knew it was kind of bad. And I was on the stairs. Wait, where am I going? Okay, Crocotopia, cool. I was on the stairs. And, you know, stairs are actually kind of a decent-ish place to be. Except for the fact that, you know, you're meant to, like, duck, cover, and hold, or get under a door frame. However, I couldn't go down the stairs because the stairs were shaking so much. And I was literally grabbing onto the railing of the stairs for dear life. Like, I was, like, I had, like, marks in my arm along here. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Like, along here on my arm from when I was, like, gripping onto the stair, like, the railing for dear life, because it was so violently shaking. There was a big glass window. So if I'm on the stairs here, there was a big glass window, like, about here. And, like, it was shaking. It was, like, flexing the glass. It was ridiculous. It was so scary. But yeah, anyway, I was holding on to dear life, and this goes on for, like, at least half a minute, if not a minute, of just intense shaking, like, constantly. No break. And I'm just, like, stood there. And then, man, this is why I hate detentions. But yeah, so, you know, I'm worried that the glass is going to break, because, you know, it didn't look particularly, like, sturdy. But then the other bit is that also, if you were going to go to the door frame, which I was, like, halfway up the stairs. So it was like a 2-system stair. There was, like, one bit, then there was a platform where the glass was, and then you go up another bit. So it kind of, like, did a whole, like, turn. So it was, like, half up, and then you go up another half back to basically over where you were when you started climbing up the stairs. And I was on the bottom section, but, like, nearly up the top of the stairs, I believe. And, like, getting down all of those stairs, because there was, what, like, at least 20 to 30 stairs between me and the ground, which is a decent way up to get to the door, which also, the only door that, you know, you could actually, like, sturdily get into was completely surrounded in glass, which, again, I don't know if that's a particularly good spot to be. Luckily, none of the glass broke. But that was probably the most scariest moment of my life. Yeah. Why your school so fancy? I mean, it's just how our schools are built. That's how our schools are built here in New Zealand. I think that building was built in like 2001 or something. I think maybe the late 90s, like really late 90s, early 2000s, sometime around then was it opened, something like that. So you know, it's a decent building. I wasn't worried that it was gonna like completely fall down. It already lasted one earthquake. We are gonna use the teleporter because he is in the dig site. But yeah, that was super duper scary. Would not recommend. Yeah, that's the last time that I ever got detention. And 2 of those times were not even my fault.
Little time to polish. I have a few ready, but they're spoken for. I can give you one of those. There's a. Do me a favor and.
Okay, it is this one. Cool.
It's got to be somewhere around here.
It is this one. Nice. Is it? Yeah, it must be. Yeah, it is. Why so much glass in an earthquake-prone zone? Well, originally it wasn't an earthquake-prone zone. We didn't know it was an earthquake-prone zone when the building was built, you know? There wasn't any known fault lines around the city, which kind of, now you think about it, probably doesn't really make sense because, one, New Zealand is like an island that is built on, like, lots of mountains and, you know, that sort of stuff. Also, the peninsula of the, like, geography-wise, the city's like in a wee little. It's kind of hard to explain. I could get a map. Let me get a map up real quick. Let's go to Google Maps. Google Maps, my favorite maps. Google Maps. Okay. Is it gonna dox me? Okay, this will be fine. This won't dox me. Just a sec. Dun, 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 dun. Well, let me just make sure that this will be good. Boom. Done. Let's just do that. Lovely. Okay. Hello. Hi. Sorry about that abrupt transition. So this is Christchurch. In case you're wondering, if we zoom out a little bit, this is New Zealand. That's Australia. This is where Christchurch is there. So if you zoom in, there's this whole like peninsula here. This used to be a volcano. Don't know how nobody thought there would be fault lines around there, but yeah, basically, the first earthquake, the 7 point whatever it was, 7.2, was somewhere around Darfield here, which is kind of a wee way away from Christchurch. It's about like an hour-ish drive. The second one was over here, like out to sea over here, and like hit the city a lot harder because it was obviously coming from a different way. And yeah, that was where the second one came from, so it was like in completely different direction from where the last one was. But originally nobody knew that there was like particularly many fault lines around here because there's a big fault line that runs up through like here up into Wellington, which is called like the Alpine fault line because the Southern Alps are here, which is like where a majority of the mountains are. And then Wellington is very earthquake prone. And then also around like the central North Island, there's a whole bunch of volcanoes, which can also, obviously they're volcanoes, so they have fault lines and all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's kind of like where most of the seismic activity happens, not in Christchurch. So that was history with Brent. Hope you enjoyed, or geography with Brent, I should say. But yeah, so when they were, you know, building buildings, they didn't exactly know that that would happen. To that extent. Also, those earthquakes were like, I think like 15 kilometers deep, which isn't very deep at all for an earthquake. That's like 9 miles deep, basically. So they were like really, really shallow. So they kind of just bombarded the city a little bit. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed my geography lesson. But yeah, that was probably the most scariest day of my life, and also the worst detention I've ever had. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed that story. Next sprint will teach us about the immune system. It'll be like the magic school bus. No. We're gonna stick with geography and a little bit of history. Probably not too much history. That's about it. We're not gonna go for like anything else. I'm not qualified to teach you that sort of stuff, unfortunately. And the east side of both islands are part of the Pacific Ring of Fire. I mean, the Ring of Fire is so massive that you could probably basically state that all of the islands of New Zealand are part of the Ring of Fire. But yeah, the Alpine Fault was basically where the Ring of Fire goes. Basically. That's the converging, is that the right word? Converging point of the Australasian and the Pacific plates. And they're, you know, they do a lot of head-to-head combat. And sometimes head-to-head combat causes earthquakes. Something like that. That's a pretty simplified way to explain earthquakes. I hope you enjoyed. But yeah. Yeah. And new geological evidence state that NZ is not only a part of the is the only part of the remaining part that is remaining of the continent Zealandia. Actually, part of New Caledonia is as well. Part of New Caledonia, a little bit of it. That's how big it is, or small if you want to go that far. But basically, I'll bring up lovely Google Maps again. Do I have a button for that? I don't have a button for that. Of course I don't. Did you clean my mark? No, I didn't. Because by the time I was back, the cleaners had gone through again, so it was fine. So basically, here's New Zealand, here's New Caledonia. Basically, it goes like around there, and then kind of a weird shape around there. It includes the Chatham Islands, I believe. But yeah, basically that kind of like big section in there. The majority of it is underwater. Most of it is in the Tasman Sea, a little bit in the Pacific Ocean. So yeah, that's how that worked. Secretly, that earthquake was just the universe's way to get me out of doing a detention that was totally unwarranted. It was just the worst way to get out of doing a detention. Yeah, that's how it works. Definitely what was happening. But yeah, thing up to the Solomon Islands, possibly. Yeah, you can get out of cleaning, but at what cost? The cost of me having to walk home because my dad couldn't pick me up in the car because the car was in a parking building and you couldn't go into parking buildings. Because he worked in the city, in the center of the city. And we have like he worked in like the main, or what was the main square of the city, which is like an open space. And we have a cathedral, kind of like center point of the city. Or it used to be, I guess. And he saw the spire of the cathedral fall, which was probably quite scary. But yeah, I had to wait for him for like ages because it takes like a good from where my school was to where the center of town is. I swear it's probably like an hour-ish walk. Because it's like crazy. It's like crazy when you have to just like think about walking everywhere. Because he couldn't get his car because it was stuck in a car parking building, and you couldn't go into the car parking buildings until they had like made sure that it was safe to go into. Especially since most of the buildings in the city had like fallen down or got broken. Most of them had to be demolished. So yeah, that didn't really do too well. Basically you couldn't go into the center of the city afterwards for like 3 months. Like it was completely, I think it was actually longer than 3 months, like completely cordoned off. Couldn't even go there. The majority of the city didn't have power or water for at least a week, if not longer. Yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad. But anyway, I was walking home that day with my brother and my dad, because my brother went to the same school as me, which makes a bit of sense. And actually, I haven't told you the weirdest bit. So I keep jumping around. I'm so bad at telling stories on stream. It's so bad. Anyway, once the earthquake had happened, you know, we had to leave the building because you can't be in a building after a big earthquake like that because they have to be structurally checked. So we had to leave and get out. I couldn't even get my lunchbox. You know, I couldn't even finish my lunch. So sad. What was really scary is, I think they were having, it was summer, so it was like an outdoor lunch because at that school, in the summer you'd have lunch. Actually, no, would you have, I think you would have lunch outside all year round, in like, in the big courtyard out the back of the school. And everyone would have lunch there except the people in the boarding house who had lunch in the dining hall. Except this day, I think it was a Tuesday, so it was a day that the boarders at the boarding house, which was me, went and had lunch outside with the rest because it was, I don't know why, but it was just that day for some reason. Anyway, they were having lunch in the courtyard out the back of the school. And apparently, since I wasn't there, I don't know if this is true. But from what I saw afterwards, I believed it to be true. At the back of the school, there was, this is like the really old bit of the school. Basically, there was like a ring of wooden buildings, which was the main part of the school. I was in a completely different building part. And that was where like the junior, so like year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 classes were. So I was in year 7, which was the next year up. So from like 5 to, what's year 6? 5 to 10-ish. That's where all of those people were, all of those students. Plus on top of that building, at the top of it was the boarding house, which is where the boarders were, which obviously the people who stay at school, in case you didn't know what they are. It's also where all of the, around the back, there was another building, which was where the, where all of the admin staff were. And in the middle of that, there was a courtyard. And onto one side was another, like, a really old, just standalone building. It had, like, 2 rooms in it. One of them was the art room, the other one was the art storage room. And that building there, the art area, had a brick facade. And apparently, during the earthquake, that started falling down. It wasn't like a huge building, but it was, you know, like a single-story building. You've probably seen them before, you know. And it was brick facaded up half of it. And those bricks started to fall out and hit, and, like, you know, they started attacking people. Nobody got too hurt. But yeah, they fell out of the wall. While people were sitting underneath them. So yeah, that was funny. But anyway, everybody had to go and meet on the big, like, field of the school, which is out the front. So the courtyard where everybody was having lunch was out the back. So they basically had to walk all the way around, like, the whole school because they couldn't go in it. They had to walk around the whole school, basically following where the fire routes are, like, in case there's, like, a fire. That's the same place you assemble. That's basically the assembly point of the school. So they had to walk around that whole big main building, which is huge. And it's like a weird shape. It goes kind of like and then it has like a bend in it to go back up. And you had to walk like right around and then around the other side of it. There was also another building on the side after the main building, and that was a new building. I think that was built after the building that I was in. And that was where the school like hall was. Also where, I don't think it was done up at that time. Maybe it was. No, it wasn't. That's where the school hall was, and also the technology room for when you want to do building and stuff at work, at school, sorry. But yeah, and then there's the tennis courts, which were to the one side next to where the hall was. And then there was the senior building, which is what I was in. And then there was the field, which is where we all met. And basically, you all had to like line up in your like class rows to make sure everybody was there, and they did like, you know, the normal checks to see like who's there. They did the roll like as if it was like a fire drill, except it was not a fire drill, and we would not be going back into the buildings at all. It was like a very sad fire drill where you know that you're not going back in. I've never had one of those other than that, especially not for a fire. But yeah, basically, it was kind of lucky that it was at lunchtime though, because at least everybody was kind of all together. But yeah, so basically we all had to wait for our parents to come and pick us up because, you know, the oldest people there would be like just 13, so, you know, they couldn't like just walk away. That would be kind of bad. So we were all just like sitting on the field for hours and hours, waiting for parents and whatnot. Luckily, since I was in the boarding house, my brother wasn't at the time. That's a whole nother story. My brother wasn't at the time. I managed to get him to sit with the boarders. It was kind of like cold, so they brought out some blankets for the boarders only because we were special. Probably because we paid the highest amount of fees. But yeah, so they brought out some blankets for us. So I managed to swindle my brother into getting one as well because, you know, why split us up? That doesn't make sense. But we had to wait for my dad to come and pick us up for like a whole hour. While we were on the field, there was just earthquakes going off every like 5 seconds. It was ridiculous. Like, just the ground was just shaking all the time. Maybe not every 5 seconds, but something like that. It was crazy. Just all the time. It was ridiculous. And like you could feel the trees swaying, and there were some pretty big trees there. Like pretty massive. And like you just see the tops of them like swaying. It was so scary. You're like, oh my gosh, I hope they don't fall down or something. Luckily they didn't. It'd be funny if they did, but also not funny. But yeah, we had to wait for my dad to come, which took like an hour. There was no cell phone service, so mum didn't even know if dad was okay. Because most of the because if you have too much load all at once, the cell phone like services crash real hard real quickly. And obviously if you're in a natural disaster, obviously some of the like towers already not going to work too well. Some of them are probably being destroyed, so they have to roll back onto like backup systems, which are obviously not meant to be used too much. So like you couldn't call anybody. Like if you called someone, that was a miracle. You just couldn't call anybody. That was impossible. So like, you know, we didn't know when my dad would be here. We just hoped that he would be here sometime, because at this time, like when he got here, it was about like probably about 3 o'clock. And mind you, I had like one sandwich because, you know, I couldn't actually have lunch because, you know, I was on detention. So like I was already like petrified because I hate being in trouble. You know, I couldn't really eat. And then this on top of that, like it was just crazy. It was just absolutely crazy. But anyway, we start walking home, and like you just see cars just jumping up and down on the road every time there's an earthquake. It was crazy. It was really crazy. But yeah, that's my story of today. That's story time with Brent today. Hope you enjoyed. Smash like and subscribe. Follow if you want to. Very cool. Yeah. That is my... Yeah, cars were absolutely twerking. Like, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. It was just... Also, there was just, like, dead silence, apart from alarms. Like, and this was... My school and where I live isn't, like, really close to the city, but, like, kind of, like, all you could really hear while you were walking down the road was, like, silence. occasional rumbles from the earthquakes, and then alarms, like car alarms and that sort of stuff. It was like crazy. It was crazy, man. It was absolutely crazy. But yeah, and then they shut down the city, basically. We couldn't go back to school for like 3 to 4 weeks. Basically like a month of no school. Because at that point we didn't even have like online classes, because like in 2011, you know, that was not really heard of too much. So, you know, people nowadays have it kind of easier. You know, they just have online classes. We couldn't even do that. My mum had to like attempt to try and teach me for like a whole month. And let's just say, I'm glad that she's not a teacher. She would not survive. She would not survive. But yeah, it was, you make 2011 sound so far away. It was 10 years ago. It was 10 years ago, Rose. This is 10 years ago. This is a 10-year-old suppressed memory of mine. I wouldn't wish this on my enemy. This is like this in February. This was 10 years ago, which is crazy. Actually, we're gonna go to the teleporter. Don't say that. I'm just putting this into perspective. It was a long time ago. Long time ago. I was 11. I'm now 21. Okay, that's crazy. That's a big difference, man. That's a big difference. It's a big difference. But yeah, so that was 2011 for me. That's all that I remember of 2011. You had the same experience when you tried homeschooling? Very briefly, we figured out that it wouldn't work real fast. I mean, I was fine. It was my brother. He's very, like, hyperactive. Also doesn't like to just, like, sit down and learn. My mum ordered some, like, textbooks or something. Like, workbooks or something, you know. Online or one of the stores that happened to be open somehow. I think she had them bought a wee while ago because we had already had earthquakes and she knew that it could possibly happen again. So she already had some. And, like, I'm fine because, you know, I can just sit down, or back then I could just sit down and, like, you know, do work and get it done. But, like, my brother, he could not. He could not. He is very hyperactive. And that is just not something that he was capable of doing. And my mum got very frustrated. For valid reasons with him for that. Yeah. Yeah. You were homeschooled for a couple of years. Your mum gave up. This was like a month. This was like a month. Just a month. So, yeah. After this area, I think I'm going to call it for today, because I am dying. It's way too hot in here. Also, I've got to finish off a video render, as well. Let's just pass. So yeah, that was 2011 for me. 2012 was a little bit better. 2013 was terrible. 2014, part of it was terrible. What else? 2015 was pretty cool. 2016, again, pretty cool. 2017, my best year ever. Yeah. After Harvey, we delayed school for about a month too. Yeah. Not surprised. Not surprised. You were so excited about that because you didn't do your summer reading. Oh my gosh, Rose. What a nerd. What a nerd. Also, why would you not do your summer reading? SMH, my head. That's not good enough. Rose, I expect better of you. Disappointments. You couldn't afford the books. Okay, don't worry. That's not your fault. I understand now. I understand now. Why? Maybe my school was just good, but if they ever assigned reading, one, they would not assign summer reading. Two, that would just be, you know, most of those books were paid every book that I think I was forced to read was paid for by the school. Most of the 2 schools that I went to, I know this is not for every school in New Zealand, but the schools that I went to had libraries as well, which had lots of books. But generally they wouldn't do reading over the summer because you'd change class like a completely different teacher the year after. Yeah. Summer reading is a scam. Just reading books in English class is a scam, in my opinion. I read one of them. One. And then gave up. In high school, I think I read literally the first book. Actually, no, I read the second one as well. I read the first 2. And then I gave up. I'm like, no. Screw it. Screw it. I don't need a read book. Internet works. Hello. Just SparkNotes. Yes, please. SparkNotes is the only reason that I pass my essays on boards. Not even kidding. Not even kidding. The true MVP of the education system. That's where I learned all of my useless quotes for stupid books that I will never ever care about. Literally never. The last book that I ever read by myself was in year 9 when I was like 13. That is not what I meant to do. Oopsies. Yeah. That was, I think, the last book I've ever read. Actually, no, it must have been year 10, actually, when I was 14. Last book I ever read. Like, actually read. I listen to books occasionally now. But I don't actually read books much anymore. Yeah. So. Yup. I missed so much on chat for that 5 seconds. The worst book yet to read was 1984. I haven't read that. Dun 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 dun. Worst book I ever had to read was The Old Man at the Sea. They make the entire school district read the same books, so you have like a gazillion and a half kids trying to buy the same 4 books. They're going to be impossible to get. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense, personally. My first month of senior year of high school, I was in a homebred bakery instead of school. Fair enough. I mean, unless that was bad. But I think that's better. You know, getting money better than learning. Maybe. Depends. Depends on who you ask. It's supposedly a literary classic, but it's literally just 100 pages of about a man trying to catch a fish. Yikes, that sounds boring. So boring. You fell asleep trying to read it. In high school, we got a random 30-minute class where we just reading for 1 year because we had bad reading scores. Wow. Yikes. Yikes. Yikes, man. Yeah. Wow. I think one of the book that I hated the most that I was forced to read, I didn't read this one, but Winter's Bone. It's an American book about the Ozarks or whatever it's called. It was painful. It was so bad. Like, it was so boring. It was just so slow paced. You know, I just couldn't. That was, I think, in year 12. Man, that English teacher was terrible, that one. That English teacher, she was really bad. She had both me and my brother at the same, in the same year. And, like, it was pain. Because she thought she knew both of us, you know, like, oh, I teach your brother, haha, we have something in common. Now I'm going to be a great English teacher. No, that's not how it works. That is not how it works, I can tell you that. But yeah. That was sad. Winter's Bone. Winter's Bone. I think I have that still because I forgot to give it back. It's a 2010 American coming-of-age mystery drama. But that is the film. But the book is what we read. I'm pretty sure it was, yeah, it was a book. I think I have that still. Is that one of the books I know that's the book that I accidentally might have kept. Oh, it is. Here's the book. Here's the book. Boom. I got the book still. Well, let me read the back. You know, the blurb bit on the back. It'll be great. You'll love it. You'll love it. I 100% guarantee you. It's riveting. So riveting. Deep in the mountains of Missouri, you can you can get beaten up for asking the wrong questions. Everyone knows how to fire a gun. Please hold, I'm picking a card. That's not part of it. Should I just pass? Let's just do this and pass. Everyone knows how to fire a gun, and most families are cooking up crank on the back porch. A teenage girl takes on more than she bargains for when she sets out to find her missing father. Brutal, violent, and completely gripping. Independent on Sunday, because, you know, why have an actual thing when you can just read your reviews? Here's another one. Reading this book will make you feel that you walk on very, very thin ice and know that chaos is very, very close. Such knowledge has many consequences. One of them is exhilaration, apparently. That's from some dude at the Observer. Don't know what that is either. It brings us all the satisfactions of a crime thriller and a mystery. The beauty lies in the lovable and wholly believable character of Ree. Apparently. A suspicion grows that you are reading the sort of book D.B.C. Piers Vernon God Little might have been. I don't know what that means. Had it been 5 times as keenly observed and deeply felt. So apparently it was a good book. I wouldn't know. I still haven't read it. I've still got it. I accidentally stole it. I mean, I misplaced it and didn't give it back. So I had to pay for it, which is not good. Sorry, Mum. Wizard101 in a book? Imagine. I would read that. That would be good, man. I would read that 100%. But yeah, I haven't read it, so apparently it might be good. I don't know. It felt too slow-paced for me. Also, I hate when they, like, the teachers set, the Observer as a newspaper. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know these things. We don't have that in New Zealand. We don't have that here. We don't have them here. I hate when teachers force, like, a reading, like a word, like a page number, like, target. I hate those so much, because I'm kind of a slow reader, you know? And, like, I can't read that fast. They expect everybody to read as quick as them, and that's just not how it works. It's not how it works, I can tell you that. But yeah. I don't think there are any print newspapers anymore. There are here. They're still going, unfortunately. You're a fast reader until you're forced to read. Fair enough. Same, really. Like, I can read pretty fast. It's just when I'm forced to read, I'm just like, no, because you want me to do it, I'm not going to do it. How does that make you feel? Because that makes me feel great. That's kind of my thought on that. Let's just kill this dude real fast. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of bad. I think the one that I read that was actually kind of interesting was Lord of the Flies. That was an interesting book. The year after, I was also in the play of that because I'm cool. And I was a random character. I can't remember which one I was, but I was one of the dudes. My debut performance. Actually, technically not my debut performance, but I thought I did quite well in that. But yeah. That's an interesting book. I kind of like that because it's quite psychological, you know, but also like relatable and not terrible, in my opinion. In my opinion. You got to opt out of reading Lord of the Flies because you were too cool. Wow. I think that's better than anything else that I was forced to read. I can't even remember half of the books that I was forced to read because I didn't read them. I think in... Oh, actually, no. Oh, my last year of high school, we had to read One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That was so bad. Like, I'm sure it was a great book, but it was just so long and so dreary. Oh my gosh. Again, I managed to pass that essay without reading a single page. Actually, I think I read 10 and that's it. It was such a good book, you know. I read every single word of it. If you count every single word as like 10 pages, then yeah, every single word. Read them all. For sure. But yeah, that was annoying. But we did get to watch Shutter Island for that one. That was interesting. That was a really trippy movie. That was trippy. That was trippy. I don't know if I like it or if I hate it. It's just kind of strange, you know, like it kind of just trippy. Right, we need to go for... This is going to be the last vote for today. One new spell. Okie dokie, last vote for today, guys. What are we doing? What are we doing? I read Lord of the Flies while at an all-girls school, and my teacher let us rip it apart. Wow, fair enough. Fair enough. I was at an all-boys school, so yeah, it was kind of funny. You thought this game died? No, not really. Not really. If you're on in the weekends, there's usually at least there's still 3 crowded rounds at this time of night, which is crazy. If you're on weekends, there's usually 3 to 4 full rounds, so it's not very bad. We gave it CPR. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Right, okay, one new spell. I'm just gonna put this I'm just going to do these options because I know which one it's already going to be. Because you guys are actually being nice, which is kind of strange. I don't know if you're like saving up all of your not niceness for later. Or if you're just being nice for now. But yeah. I'm slightly confused, but hey, I'll take it. Lord of the Flies had to die anyways. That is one dull book. I didn't mind it too much. I do think the stage adaptation was a lot better to read. I don't know why, but I find it a lot easier for me to read like screenplays and scripts. I just find it a lot easier and it makes a lot more sense to me than reading actual books. I think it's just the format, you know, because script format / like screenplay format is like so like easy for me to like picture than like a book. I just can't visualize it as much if it's in a novel, you know. Right, looks like it's death. I thought it would be. Thought it would be death. So let's go get our last spell for today. Yeah. Vampire, boom. Malorn has been conquered. We no longer need Malorn. He is useless. He is useless to us. We have mastered everything from him. We have taken all from him. But yeah.